Uh, hey guys, this is Phil Kihiwat from RFox, and I'm here with Zyra and Paul, and we're going to have a little code jam. And the intention of today's video is to vibe code a very simple game and take you through the process of developing the game with our different tools, integrating the Orange ID, and then submitting it to the Orange Vibe Jam. And this will be coming from totally different perspectives and different tools. I myself am a pure vibe coder, and by that I mean I have zero experience with programming. I don't even understand what Replit is actually doing. And as I said, I'll be using Replit. Zyra, if you can just introduce yourself and the tools you'll be using.
Yeah, I'm V23, and I'm mostly, let's say, the middle, I think, here, because I'm not a base developer. I'm just an enthusiast. I've been programming not that much time to be a senior. Let's say I'm a junior, but I do use LLMs, AIs to rely this lack of knowledge, let's say, to deal with the over context with my projects. I'm actually vibe coding a zero knowledge mixer, Solana with Ethereum. Well, let's see what happens here.
Okay, great. Paul.
Awesome. Yeah. And hi, everyone. I'm Paul from OP Games and the Pot Noodle Dev Nudes project, which we're also collaborating with Orange on the Nude side quest. So I've been a game developer for quite a while, around more than 20 years. And so a lot of my experience on coding is really on the programming side. And so I think that's kind of a double-edged sword. I feel sometimes it's like I should rather be doing AI for certain things, I feel, when I'm doing things. So it's kind of good to show and to chat with you guys on how we're all doing this. I learned a lot also.
Fun.
Okay.
No, I mean, like Zyra, I've heard your process, and it actually sounds pretty similar to Paul's. So I think this should be interesting. Zyra, just so you're aware, I'm looking at your Discord and not your not cursor. I'm looking, I see your Discord screen.
My Discord, what do you mean?
Yeah. So you might want to have your cursor screen up so people can see what we're doing.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't say what tools I'm gonna use, Phil. So
Oh yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna use Cursor, a mix of Cursor, Replit, Grok. Each time I think I would be jumping.
Awesome. Paul?
Oh, yeah. And as I mentioned, I'm gonna use CodeSurf. I'm gonna I don't know if you can see my screen, but one thing is I find GPT 4.1 does things pretty well in terms of UI also. And and a little bit of my process, like I usually write things down in Excalidraw. So I'll show that. Do you want me to start showing that, Phil? Or?
So I think we're just gonna all work at the same time, and just be aware of who's talking. But you can just kind of narrate what you're doing. And I'm using Replit, and I'll probably just be using Replit and doing everything from there. Just for those guys out there that have very little experience with vibe coding. So we've all agreed on a concept, and we're going to be working on a trivia game called Two Truths and a Lie. Although Zyra is working on a lie and two truths, I am working on a truth, a lie, and a truth, and Paul will be working on two truths and a lie. And we'll try to crank this out in an hour. So yeah, I guess let's start working and see what happens.
And if you can see my screen, Phil, but maybe it's worth mentioning that um, every time I start a project, I use GitHub. I don't know if you guys use the repository functionality, because this might be something that non-devs usually don't do, right? Is to create a repository for their project.
Yeah. You do it not the same way you do it. You create a folder in Cursor, name it dogs. But well, at the end of the day, it's kind of telling the AI
Mm.
to do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing any of that. I'm working directly with Replit.
It's mostly for collaborating also. Like what Git does is allow other folks to download the repository, like add to it so you can work together. And also for versioning.
I kinda failed from the beginning because I do need to add my payment option in order to use Rep. I'm gonna be fast.
Oh, that's like people should
Uh,
know that.
So Zyra, you'll be using Replit as well?
I'm gonna use Replit just to make the base Replit, parse it in Cursor. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna play tennis a little bit.
Okay, interesting. So I myself, I'm starting with ChatGPT just to generate the facts that I'll be using for the game, just to come up with a bank of facts.
Okay, I'm gonna stop my screen just for the ping.
Later. Happened there. So,
We agreed to without graphics, like just CLI, or we must.
You can go with whatever you want, man. If you can somehow employ graphics in a trivia type game, go for it.
I'm gonna try to do it in English.
I'm gonna make it like mobile optimized. Can I cheat, fill, and copy paste some other stuff?
Yeah, dude. If that's your process, go for it.
Okay.
The object how important it is to do the mobile version of everything, because I was about to launch the app I submitted to Orange, and I was like, I started seeing that it has a lack of everything in the mobile version. It was not working, and I did a lot of more trying to work things.
The one thing worth talking about the game felt like when Niraj, who made the original version, was demoing it. Like you could chat with it, right? And you can ask it what kind of, like you can tell it to choose from whatever knowledge.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
has.
Yeah. The only thing is like I didn't know what everyone's wow. I did it really for myself because like I don't know how to connect LLM API to what I'm developing. So my facts will kind of be hard coded, I guess, into the game.
Okay. That's actually that's where I feel like I'm gonna run into problems is integrating that API. But let's see how whether CodeSurf can one shot it. Sometimes it can. It's crazy.
I just understood what you mean by one truth, two lies, one truth is just the name. Like
Yes.
I was still thinking like, what's the
Yeah.
It's realized. Like, have you heard of Blueprints, Phil? This new game that just came out.
That
which
Blueprints.
two prints,
Blue. It's in the color blue.
blue.
Prints.
No,
Oh, I'm playing that game. I love it.
I'll check it out after. I think you're trying to delay my build here, so that I don't finish within the hour.
I mentioned because that game has an exact mini game like this, kind of. But it's different. Wherein it gives you three statements, and only one is true and only one is false,
Mm.
or at least one is true and at least one is false. So you don't know if it's two truths and a lie or two lies and a truth.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just remember, it's like a variation of this game. Anyway, yeah. Sorry for messing you up there, but that's
Well,
really my plan.
there's always in everything we say.
So right now I have used ChatGPT to generate my my facts and answer key.
My English is not Englishing.
I'm both typing in English and Spanish. like
That's one interesting thing with this game, Zyra. Like when Niraj was making it, you could chat with it with any language, so it could make the game in Spanish, like two truths and a lie. How would you say that in Spanish? Two truths and a lie.
two truths, dos verdades.
And actually, Zara, if you want to keep your game in Spanish, that's totally fine as well. I think actually that'd be interesting too.
Okay. Then do it.
because in my mind it's so difficult each time, to be like thinking I'm normally used to do it in Spanish and then translate it to English. Contesta.
All right. So I've actually started building. Let's see what Replit comes up with.
Do this.
So are either of you bothering to use Taskmaster for this?
No,
I'm gonna
I
use it.
honestly don't use it.
I don't think I would need it. Yes. Let's see when I start if I may or not. It will depend on it prompts me.
Oh, can't read the file. It's interesting. Like cursor could read it.
Cursor for me. I did not try or windsurf or Lovable or I did try Glide in the, but I think cursor for me it has way more enough that I need. Right. I think
I should have probably used cursor. Usually, I just pass this concept and then the LLM understands it. But here,
do you use MCP? Do you use MCP
no, I don't.
with?
Just like say, make the concept. Let's see if it's the LLM. Yeah. Or maybe it's just I just need to restart this maybe.
I think I will spend more time prompting rather than working on it itself.
No, that's usually what I do. Just find prompts.
I'm done.
Did it work?
Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's still building, but the initial UI is here already. I guess in the meantime, I'm gonna try to find some site to pull the design from.
Trying to do.
Which was my name? Two lies.
Yours is a lie and two truths.
So a lie.
And two truths.
Can I change maybe one void to truth? Void as
Yeah, sure. As long as the game is signed, as long as the game is the same type, then you can really, I guess, name it whatever you want. I'm just checking out other websites for inspiration for the design while this is working.
I will use exactly the same design, so in the future I can integrate it to my current submission. So it will help the metaverse to.
Oh, what? It's crazy. It's funny. Like when service is messing up on my.
Uh-oh.
It's not adding files.
I'll let you.
Cursor fail. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine. Just or you might want to try telling it that you'll kill its dog if it doesn't
So mean.
do it properly.
There it says it has cancer, something like that.
Really surprised the other day when using Replit because I was not expecting like good quality from the beginning, So
Well, for me, it's the only thing I know.
Let's try it again. Share me live.
let's see what it gives me. Meanwhile, we or we'll use Taskmaster in it.
I'll watch your stream. Phil, can see how you're doing it.
Right now, I'm just waiting.
Oh, nice. I like the UI.
Thank you.
Would you know what model Replit is using?
Which what?
which model Replit is using? I'm actually not sure, man.
Yeah, like maybe we can tell. Let me see in your screen.
Oh, uh, Zyra, that's a pretty interesting um UI. Actually, is that uh copied from your previous project or?
I mean, I did use something that I do use a lot for working with UI. It's just I just literally came here, yeah, so this like this, and I told him like to exactly respect the vibes, and that's also I don't over context the AI in terms of explaining the UI.
Right. Sorry, is that your exact prompt? Respect the vibes?
This was my exactly my prompt here. This I forgot to remove this, but well, it doesn't matter. And I so add this as an
Ooh, it's
attached for implementing directly the login here.
that login, Zyra.
Yes, it think yes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just prompted. I told him exactly what he needs. I first asked Replit in answer mode, like tell me a strong prompt you would need to be accurate with your product, with your initial product.
Mhm.
And he pasted me like 10 answers and he organized it to answer these 10 answers. Then I prompted here in Replit. No evaluating if I should use Taskmaster or not. I'm gonna try
Nice.
the initial thing, and I don't think if I should use. I don't know. I don't know. I'm setting up anyway Taskmaster, just in case. What I think I will use, like, just Windows. Okay.
I think I might be close to done here.
And make
The API key. I'm gonna expose my API key. I just reset it.
I just don't want to start thinking about if I expose it because I probably exposed a lot of things. So I'm quite
Oh,
sure
be
about it.
careful. Be careful.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's just 8 APs, but are limited to $2 or $1 or something for testing. So I'm using the secrets in, let's say, Replit. The management of the secrets and the environment files is quite good. This here, like asking you exactly to parse the let's say the code or the AP or whatever is so good, because in general terms here in Cursor you don't have that much management, managing the secrets.
Oh, I'm installing Python stuff. Hopefully this still works. 'Cause I'm on Windows. Usually there's problems with Windows. Just Python library management.
And just trying to containing my ADHD to work. You see now he's implementing the Bedrock. Over here he's installing the Bedrock thing. So I asked him before of all installing this login. I just copy. I got this from Phil's video, I think it was. Just copy all of
Yeah.
TXT over.
I'm doing that process right now as well. I'm integrating the NPM package.
Vibe coding and going Twitter. I think
Yeah.
it's a vibe.
Yes. DGen.
Like these days, I'm working with real, let's say, data engineers, pen testers, and kind of basic free. And we are working on showing them my workflow with the LLMs, and I'm really feared about what will be they capable of. Like it's just it blows my mind. Because I know, like, mostly what I do is to just looking good for dogs and to exactly tell the LLM what it needs to do. But I need, if I could have, like, for example, or a senior expertise, I think I would be 10 times faster than I. But it comes with experience and working with it.
And do you find that you are actually gaining experience from vibe coding, just by watching the agent work?
A lot, because I have a quite useful prompt for myself. I always ask the AI when we start working in a rule here specific in Windsurf. I think you can use also rules. And I always ask to get as is this is bootcamp. Each time the AI is doing or proposing me something, he explaining me, like in.
Yeah.
So I also spend a lot of time with that.
Awesome. Just gotta create a project ID.
Let's see. I need to wait.
You're using Taskmaster, right, Zyra?
Yes, a lot. I mean, nowadays, before I do use it for everything, I was using it. But, I mean, if your thing is not quite that big deal, for example, like, let's say the content here we are doing, I mean, you can 100%, I am not sure, deal with it without Taskmaster just relying in strong rules, So before working, I always debrief with the AI and ask the AI to what document with MCP servers. In this, it writes the rules to itself. So I create the rules over here. For example, if you see the big boy here, this is kind of my project, my zero knowledge protocol dream, let's say. And if you can see here, of course, there's a lot of files, but look how many rules I have here. For example, let's say if I'm implementing or working on the wormhole SDK, I turn this on. If I am working on Merkle trees, for example, I turn this on. So each rule here is kind of a summary of the top or this scenario. So, for example, if I'm using Solidity and I'm coaching smart contracts, I do use the Solidity rules. If I'm not, I just turn it off in order to get, how to say, to over context a lot, to make conflict with him, to merge conflicts, let's say, with this. And then, of course, with Taskmaster here, just Taskmaster show with the task.
I got mine to work also. But so that's cool.
This is all the process in doing from part. Each task here, it has his own subtask. So each time you tell him, for example, I don't know if it is connected, but anyway, no, it's not. Don't worry. Anyway, you can just AI to. I was where I was last time here. Migrating Solana logic to SPL account. So I tell him like, to task one context. We gonna start working on YouTube and internet. For example,
And I still find I still don't know when to use MCPs, honestly. I need to find someone who understands that much better than I do.
Well,
MCPs, it's just kind of it's a supporter for your window here, for your agent context. So instead of at context on your agent here on the right, the MCP kind of just, let's say, an URL, a repository in GitHub. I mostly use a private repository and paste all the docs over there. So each time this agent, it doesn't get that much overwhelmed while working, so it kind of allows me to have long period sessions here without having hallucinations, but of course I still need to pay a lot of attention. It's not about, okay, just do this, and the AI is gonna do it. I need to pay attention, and a junior, let's say, basic knowledge in what are you doing is basic. At least in terms of logic. You cannot do something if you don't the logic idea. I always use, for example, in this project, no shame on me. I succeed to deal with it because I prompt each time, like, explain me like if I'm 5 years old. Explain me the logic, or like if I'm 5 years. Because it's math. And wait, I can learn all of that 30 years old, mate.
And by the way, Phil, here I have my version of it's just talking about the MCPs. I don't need to do an MCP here because what Nira actually did was he made an MCP for the game, right? But I don't understand yet how to use it. But here, say it made it. It was two-shotted by Cursor.
man, I just broke mine.
Now you're in vibe debugging. You're in
Yeah.
the hellish landscape.
Well, let's see. Let's see if this works.
That's also why I kind of like using Cursor and having more control. because like it assumes a lot of things, right? So when it breaks, you have to kind of understand, right?
That's it. I'm still waiting for my app to be finished because it's still like, since I prompted a lot of, I asked him to implement a lot of things. I wanted to check also how it will deal with a long prompt, of tasks, because until now I did not.
Yeah. Also, like over context, right? Is another thing
Yeah.
you need to manage.
What?
Yeah.
Let's check on the. If the login, for me, if the login page is working from beginning, it will be like, for me, it's a win for myself, because the other day it was like a pain somewhere,
Is there like a repository for
Oh,
the Orange login? If they can try out.
Yeah.
Can you copy it and then I'll ask it if it can one-shot it.
Oh, you know what? I should have actually used the authentication template and built on top of that.
That's also
but-
a good idea.
Yeah. I should have done that. Because the good thing about building on top of the template is that it already has an admin dashboard integrated. You don't have to go outside to access it.
Okay.
All right. Well, this is working. Okay.
We need like
Good.
files for the Bedrock, all these other.
Just copy paste. Blah, 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 blah. So what I do is just go to the Orange integration, pick the React integration guide, and I will just copy everything from how to install up to, but not including troubleshooting. Paste that into the editor, and then tell it to integrate Bedrock Passport. Docs are attached, something like that.
Oh,
Guys, I'm gonna create an Anthropic key fast. Wait, just less than 10 seconds. Create.
what I do feel like here in Cursor, there's a way to throw it URLs, so it's gonna go in there and feed it. Maybe Replit has a similar way wherein how you usually do, you type at web or at. Depends on whether Replit allows you to do it.
But copy paste and do this. That's way easier for me.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. So now,
I like your UX. Man, I feel bad about my UX.
actually, I'm going to try to improve it now.
Can I smoke cigarette?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Thank you.
It's your place, man.
Investments of any brands.
Yeah. I will join you in a second.
I think if someone should hire me, it should hire me like exactly how I am, because if I do need to pay attention to hide this.
Well, you got that tattoo right over your eye, man. There's no hiding that.
And my tongue is split on two.
Oh, Jesus. How painful was that?
Nothing, because it was with lidocaine.
Oh,
Healing, it was not a good experience.
and
Oh.
you did that just for shits and giggles, or
What? Sorry?
like, why? Why did you do it?
Because I mean, like when I was a kid, I remember I saw a guy in, let's say, Saturday Night Live, but Spanish. And I told my mother, like, whoa, when I over 8, I want to do that. And I just liked it a lot, the serpents, the reptiles, and everything, you know. And I also love Python. So we kind of also self-marketing for as a Python developer.
Interesting.
That's funny.
So I'm trying it now.
Do this.
Web3. Said this.
I'm impressed how quickly you guys are able to do this sign into Orange.
Actually, for some reason, this took longer than usual for me. And it seemed to have come up with a couple errors that I haven't seen before, but it fixed them. Yeah, it's really weird how it's never the same approach twice.
I like that sometimes. Like sometimes, like I ask it also to think of UX differently, so it would give you like different options, right? So the emergent behavior that Austin was talking about, that.
Also, what I found, it's also so useful for debugging with Replit. When, for example, you have a problem with your app, let's see over here with your web app. In this case, you know, it's I don't know how it goes with another kind of apps, but you can go to the console here and you can, for example, directly copy paste the book over here in the console, or if it's a network problem related to cache or something like that, it's also useful to Replit. But I think that Replit is able to read the book report or the book, but I don't know how powerful it is.
I think mine had a problem with the Orange login because I didn't know how to tell it. At least it works. Yeah, mine that. Oh, failed to fetch. Now I broke it. But working earlier. Is there a way to like reverse their fail?
All right, is there any way to what?
I guess restore checkpoint, right? There's a way to do that there. Unwrapped it.
Yes, there's checkpoints. And rollbacks.
Go back.
I think it works kind of good. So from here, check, for example, for me the login
The
is
fun
work.
game. It's called my choices though. Still think.
Yeah, I gotta find a new.
It's also an interesting thing.
Because this is the image I.
So it got it. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Wait, I just lost everybody on the. There you go. Yeah,
I forgot this one too.
that was a user error. I picked a bad. I picked a bad example. Let's look at some.
I think I'm just gonna do what you do, Phil, with Orange login. Copy paste.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
That's
at the
the
end, the
back.
most cool thing that me working it was video. Like just copy pasting directly into a txt file and add it as context. And just prompt it like in logging a screen that will lead into the app. And that's so from here.
It should work. Just gonna commit my codes.
Do you wait till the agent is done with a task, or do you just throw prompts in whenever?
I wait.
You wait?
Normally I wait. Well, it depends in the time that the agent reads your message, but sometimes it could lead into he jumps into your message and then he forgets what he wanted before. So if you do that, if never you do that, you know, like it's 25 cents each call and each checkpoint on Replit.
Right.
Need to tell exactly him, like, add this to your context, to your steps, but keep doing what you were doing. Because otherwise he may just forget. And if it's an important implementation, for example, it may lead in subsequent chain of error.
Sure. I'm just trying to change the look.
As much as possible in the initial prompt.
Right.
Oof. See if this knows what to do.
While this is updating my style request, I'm actually gonna turn camera off for a bit and smoke off screen, just in case my wife, I mean, she's not gonna watch this. I mean, she's definitely not gonna watch this far into it, right?
You don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
it's not
Whatever.
what else.
Whatever.
Functionality is working. I sure need to check if the letterboard is not like working, but it's about one prompt, I think.
Okay.
Does Cursor build the backend completely, or do you have to use something like Supabase?
You need something most of the time.
Ah, okay.
But for example, you can, if you have a GitHub directly, or if here in Replit you have this function, I think it's, where is the files? Oh, over here. You can zip it and download it, and you can just drag it here in Cursor, and basically ask Cursor like, read this up, and we are dealing with this problem, which is basically what I mostly do when I need to just shape a little bit of things here instead of, let's say, relying on Replit because it's more expensive, let's say, in terms of prompt. A minor task, I do it in Cursor, and then I come back here when I need something, a big,
Interesting. So why don't you just use the assistant on Replit, which is like 5 cents as opposed to
it's not as powerful as this mode here. Because at least maybe in my personal opinion, I'm not a good experience with.
assistant? Got it. All right.
The Orange login, but no, just to share what's happening on my end. It didn't build it on React, so now it has to rewrite everything on React. See if it can do it.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I like the UI.
No, what is this? Runtime error. Clicking. Why?
They try again. Good. No supported source was found. First time seeing that.
Logged in. Oh. All right. All of a sudden, I'm getting an error. And all I did was change the style. Oh, what happened there?
Tenant ID. The tenant ID is like the secret, right?
Yeah. So you just tell your agent to update tenant ID. Oh, hold on, Paul. You'll have to go to the integration page to whitelist your URL.
Doesn't have to be now.
Because that's the only way the login will work, though. You'll get an error when you try to use Google or Apple. I mean, you could definitely integrate the Bedrock Passport or Orange ID into your app, but it won't work until you whitelist.
For me, the login is working and the core functionality is also working. It's powered by AI Claude. So the player can also choose a custom set
Oh, nice.
from the pool. And it will have like a share functionality to tweet it after, and also a leaderboard connected to the Google or Apple account.
So if you're finished, why don't we preview what you've done? Paul, maybe we can stop sharing for now, so that we can give Zyra more screen space.
Yeah. See, wait, he's finishing the implementations. Well, basically, I got the core functionality working, so I asked him now to change the layout to something more orange. You know, the turn it to orange, and also to change this to more vibe. You know, to stick to my previous project. And I also asked him to connect correctly the leaderboard at the end. Let's check it out from. It has the logo. Let's connect. Well, it has now the change in real time. You know, it changed this, so it's more my previous app.
Now you're building your ecosystem.
It comes here. So, for example, let's say it about unicorns. Okay, so I need to check on the phone, like, because not. But I also prompted that we have to pay attention with the mobile version. So if it is done, no, I think it's calling to the the API to generating the content. Sometimes it well 3 5. Sometimes I don't know why bugged it. It just returned. I don't know if it's a concern regarding the call of the AI or something regarding the.
There.
It was it worked, but sometimes Replit it you see, because he did not finish. That's why sometimes the app is it doesn't work correctly.
So it's still working.
Now it should work because he just restarted. So
You're not giving him enough time to finish his.
thought I was like, it was working, and Murphy law theory that I think it was because of. And my main idea like to implement a row, something like that with a pixel art, to, I don't know why, Web 3, Web 5. So unicorn worked before, I don't, it should be something with, if not, we will.
Like, how much do you guys spend on Replit, you think, when you're vibe coding something like this?
Oh, man. Well, just this last month, I spent 50, but I was continually testing the login integration because we kept changing it. So I had to keep testing it. Otherwise, I think like as a hobbyist, the 25 a month is probably pretty good for now.
Mm-hmm.
Although I've been coming up with more and more ideas. I have like 6 in different stages of development.
And when you deploy something, it's around $10 a month, right? Or actually less.
Yeah. I mean, based on usage though, right? So like right now, I'm not getting charged all that much.
In my case, for example, for the I just strict use it, let's say, mostly Replit because I wanted to check on it, functionalities and everything. So I was like, okay, if I have $25 for it, and I exactly took $25 only by Replit and the assistant mode. But I'm confident this $25 could be less than $2 in Culture. Not that fast,
Yeah.
not gonna lie, because I just took like 2 to 3 hours to do all of this, or 4 hours in the end. But it's more about how much time do you to invest.
Yeah. So you're saying that if you plan the prompts properly, you won't be spending as much.
Yeah, in my case, for this app, which is like most, it's working like I run, and I need to adjust something, but I just prompted like $75 or something like that this time.
70.
I started from scratch this time. I just worked a lot more on learned from my previous experience. So.
Sorry, you mean 75 cents?
Sense
Yeah. Okay.
by now.
So
You need $2 or $3 more, of course, to of MVP and user UX and everything. But
So sorry, Phil. I need to hop off in like maybe 5 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you want to discuss anything? Well, I can share what I have also. It's not as complicated as what is that.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Why don't you share screen for now, just so we can see what you've done.
Yeah. Goodness. And I wasn't able to integrate the login.
Fail.
I failed. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
I mean,
Like just this local host. You can see it changing the tab. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just made it the same UX as I can share my process. So what I usually do is I start with a mockup. And so I make it in Excalidraw, which is a format which can be saved as SVG, so it can be saved as an image.
Can I ask you something like how do you need to install something on your windsurf to use it? Like
It's actually just it's an extension. So either Windsurf or Cruiser as an extension button, and you just search Excalidraw. And usually the first one by POM-DDR, or I think that's the author. Yeah, and whenever you create a file that ends with .excalidraw.svg, it'll open it in this UX. I find it's very useful, right? You can, it's a very easy to use diagramming software. It helps me think about how I'm building that, and I'm writing down what it does.
do you use it for yourself or also for your you also
For the LLM. So I'm scrolling up here, so you see that I added it as context to the LLM. So it sees it as an SVG file, so it can actually read what's in there. And then, and then older messages. And I just say, create that touched markup, and it just creates it. And so it was able to one-shot this whole thing.
So you made it, your UI is more like a chat window.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. At least here. So I base it out of what I know the two truths in a twist UI was. So yeah, now I feel bad because both of your UIs look so nice.
your idea of using like a WhatsApp or like a Telegram is so interesting. So
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's very appropriate, especially for mobile, right?
yeah.
And I cheated a bit because I'm prototyping something around how to use chat with LLMs. So made it. And so it's pretty simple. It's actually just throwing all of this context to the LLM. I think I haven't gone through the code, but maybe you can play this. So do you guys, how well do you guys know your Minecraft?
I actually can't read it.
Maybe I can increase it there.
Yeah. Awesome. What does that say? Creepers explode when they die. Diamonds are the hardest material in the game. You can breed horses, beating them apples. Ah, God. I'm going to say 2.
Yeah.
I don't think you can breed horses by feeding them apples. I mean, I know creepers explode when they die.
No, they explode when they are close to you. They explode when close to you. Otherwise, kill them without having.
Interesting. All right. Number 1. Let's go with number 1.
Number 1, I think it's number 3.
Shit. Okay. But this is
With your suggestion of using the template of Orange first, that might have been the best way for me to do it.
Yeah. But your sets of facts are generated. They're generated on the fly. So you don't have a bank of sets that are okay. So let me share my screen and show you my approach.
I think until now we both kind of did the same because I did also use a screenshot of my current, and then put it as context and brief a little bit like use this as the main departure point, for the UX. I think with different ways is interesting.
Where is? Oh, this is. Yeah, this is mine. Fuck.
Fine.
Keep losing this thing. So I actually created a set of facts through ChatGPT, and then also an answer key that I guess is hard coded into the game. This does have the login attached, and it actually it starts with that. Let me just sign out. So you see this, the widget.
I love the UI. Like it reminds me a lot of Super, Super Mario.
It's actually, I just ripped a screenshot from Minecraft and told it to apply the style. So I have this kind of UI where it's more like cards. And I have specific subjects. So I built this for my kids. So it's like Minecraft, Roblox, and YouTube influencers. So let me increase this. Okay.
Like just adding the score and number of rounds, makes it very.
You can use a bed to fast travel. And so it's given a default period. Another person pandas were added in Minecraft. Oh, heck if I know. Any of you guys know this?
Yeah.
No. One. All right. Oh, you got it. Nice.
Oh, I got it. Wow.
No one has played a lot of Minecraft here.
Not enough, honestly.
So yeah, that's my version.
Really sorry, guys. Like I have to go on.
Yeah, no problem, Paul. Thank you very much for joining. Zyra, you wanna go through yours? Let's do it.
So slow.
God, this keeps the screen dimensions keep changing in OBS. Okay, there you go.
So I relied on for the hard coding, the IIs, because I think it's quite the future, no? Let's say, because you can just don't worry about the content or
Yeah.
you rely on Claude to instantly, because each time you use a new, it's created at the moment, so each time 10 will be.
Right.
So let's try Minecraft. I think I need to adjust something with the custom mode, because sometimes it generates, sometimes it returns, but just about, I think, one more prompt or something.
I mean, if I knew how to like attach an LLM to my app, I definitely would have gone that mode.
It's just on the prompt here, like here I asked him like an AI function with Claude, because I saw in the docs of Replit that Replit has an integration with Claude, like Anthropic AI. So I just asked him to implement directly the AI in the app. Just it will ask you the secret here of your Anthropic key, and
All right. I will definitely try that. Yeah, sure.
well, this is what it. I think I should work in. I should implement in a first instance a difficulty level, because otherwise, Claude, it look at these questions like freak answer correctly to it, but mostly it goes through. I would also implement to green and red layout for this nice as a debug, because each time I do a full run, so I see how it works.
Awesome.
Share on Twitter. Or it has also the gap, to go for social media and trendy. And also the leaderboard I see to adjust to show the in the hard. But I think it's mostly
Yeah. Awesome. So we all accomplished it within 2 hours or even less.
Because at the end of the day, 3 ending products, let's say, had really strong points. Like, I mean, for example,
Yeah.
your side, since you have kids, you know that what an easy be for kids, in this case is Roblox.
Yeah.
And Minecraft, let's say, like in this case, your app is the ECP. I mean, like target profile is really more accurate than our two apps because like this kind of apps or games is more focused to kids rather than adults.
But I mean, I thought it was great that you guys implemented the AI so that you're not stuck with a hard-coded questions like I was.
And to generating content in time to get to bed and everything. But it's also a problem that rely that much in the LLMs because there's a lot of prompting injections and problems with security regarding that. All about money. Like
So yeah, man, thank you very much for joining us. I think your perspective is very helpful being in between both me and Paul, although you seem to be I think more advanced than a junior, it seems.
I said junior because I'm not gonna lie, like it's what I am, like I'm not able to code and to go through the process myself alone,
Sure.
this myself alone. There's no way in hell I could manage to do it. I mean, like, just I think the gap here when it comes about code is where you want to spend your time while learning the language, which basically an AI will be 100 times faster than you, or you want to invest time in learning,
Right.
prompting skills, basically NLP, like natural language program, like to transform this into nice products
But
with the results on see what's like two browns for about $1 is.
yeah. But you have a high level logic, let's say.
It's all about time. I mean, like, since I'm obsessed with things I do, like, in the other hand, it's also a double-edged sword because trust me, if I don't get the things like how I want or I don't understand the things, I will get frustrated.
Sure.
It's all about reading, it's not about understanding the technicians or technicisms or something. It's just about, hey, Grok, explain me like if I'm 5 years.
Yep.
How I succeed to the zero knowledge. He explained me, "Look, we have a bucket of toys and we need to move this blue toy." And it was like, okay, could we move this blue toy and make it green instead? Is there any option, So it's NLP, natural language. If he will transform what I tell him in this logic, so it will understand in zero knowledge.
Yep.
That's about it.
Excellent. So again, thanks very much for joining us, and I will speak to you soon on the Discord. Like, actually, I'd like to do this again at some point, just to see how we progress.
And I also want to say thank you to Orange Web3 community and also to you, to Red and everything. I mean, yeah. Everything you guys provided, it's more about the vibe here.
Yeah. I'm happy to hear you say that because we want to create a welcoming and active community.
Yeah, and that in a world where Web3 community is kind of still in this rustic workflow, or is quite how to say in English, grateful, to find communities such Web3 to welcome people who also vibe code, because in my case, I've been struggling a lot with, so I'm really happy to have you guys here by my side.
Awesome, man. Well, you have a good rest of your day.
Same, mate. Have a
All right. Bye-bye.